Welcome to the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio. We've got a fast-paced hour of fishing, hunting, and conservation covering the nation and the Northwest, including 13 extra minutes of local content you'll only hear on Seattle's Sports Radio 950 KJR.
It's Saturday morning. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you survived all of that interesting and snowy weather last week. I, like many of you, was shoveling snow over the last few days, and last weekend I was in Portland attending the very busy Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show. While we were there, we visited with a couple of folks, and we'll be sharing audio from them today. Our first guest at the bottom of the hour is a voice you've heard on this station before. It's Duane Inglin, the former co-host of Northwest Wild Country. He is launching a brand new outdoor show with several partners called Fish Hunt Northwest, and you'll be able to see it every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. on YouTube starting March 21st. You'll want to stick around for the end of the show, too, because we'll be heading down towards Tillamook, Oregon, to check in with a very well-known local steelhead guide named Dave Manners, who owns Big Dave's Fishing Adventures. Before we talk to Duane and Dave, though, it's once again time to tell you what's hot right here in the Pacific Northwest, brought to you every week by your Puget Sound area Sportsman's Warehouse stores in Puyallup, Federal Way, Silverdale, and Everett. And don't forget to check the Fishing Reports board when you walk into your store to find the best places to cast a line near you. We'll start off with Fishing Reports and checking in with NorthwestFishingReports.com. There were not a whole lot of reports from last weekend. Go figure. I am thinking those snowstorms just may have had something to do with that. On the other hand, we do have some creel surveys to share, the first of the year that have been published online by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife about winter steelhead fishing on the Olympic Peninsula. Last weekend, not a single hatchery steelhead was kept by anglers, at least those anglers checked by creel checkers, though 1 out of 3 anglers interviewed on the Hoh River were lucky enough to catch and release a wild steelhead. So, if the tug is the drug for you when it comes to wild steelies, the Hoh might be a good place to hit in the days ahead. Also out on the peninsula, Marine Area 5 off of CQ opens today with a limit of 2 hatchery Chinook. As you've heard from our chats over the last few weeks with Tom Burlingame with XL Fishing Charters, the fishing should be good, and you won't have to travel far from the marinas at CQ to get into the fish either. Also worth mentioning is the fly fishing show. It's happening today and tomorrow at the Linwood Convention Center. Doors open at 9 a.m. When it comes to hunting, that first-of-its-kind snow goose conservation hunt continues through the 20th in select areas of the North Sound, and Aaron Peterson, owner of Peterson's Northwest Guide Service, says the season opened up with a bang on the 9th, with his clients taking home 17 geese in a good morning of shooting. Sticking with hunting, we've got a reminder that if you want to put in for a spring bear tag, you better do so soon. The application period closes on the 28th. Turning our attention to politics, let's talk about Senate Bill 5617. A hearing took place this week in Olympia about this bill that would ban the use of gill nets throughout the state. The measure is supported by both the Coastal Conservation Association and the Northwest Sport Fishing Industry Association, who believes it will help increase the numbers of wild salmon returning to our rivers and help anglers too. However, it's opposed by Ron Garner, the president of Puget Sound Anglers, who says there would be unintended consequences to this bill that includes a decrease in hatchery production of salmon, not the increase we need to address both fishing and the orca whale situation in Puget Sound. I would recommend checking Facebook pages and websites of all 3 organizations to get more details and then make up your own mind. Once you do, you may want to contact your local state senator and make your feelings known. And with that, you are now in the know about what's hot for fishing, hunting, and politics right here in the Pacific Northwest.
That's your first local shot of the outdoors. Now let's see what's going on across the nation. Ready for more local fishing and hunting? You got it. It's the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio, right here on Seattle's Sports Radio 950 KJR.
For your next local shot of the outdoors, we are coming at you from the floor of the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show in Portland, Oregon, and we are bringing you a voice from the past. His name, Duane England. You remember him. He's the co-host of Northwest Wild Country that aired on this station for years. Duane, I am thrilled to share the news that you are coming back on the air, albeit in a different way than before.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Hey, good morning, and thanks for taking time to talk. But yeah, we're kicking off a new show. It's going to be Fish Hunt Northwest. It's going to be a Northwest-based show covering Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. And it's going to be Thursday evenings, 6 to 8 p.m., and you're going to find it on our YouTube channel.
This is really a new venture. You're not going to be on the airways. You're not going to be on TV. It's on YouTube. Why are you choosing this format?
So many people nowadays are streaming almost everything. Lots of people in their own home are getting rid of their cable packages, satellite dish networks, all those types of things. They're simply streaming because there's a lot of good quality of content that you can stream. My folks are almost 80 years old. They know how to stream via YouTube on their smart TV. So the luxury of putting it out there on YouTube, or streaming live as we refer to it, is you can watch it on your television at home, you can watch it on your iPad, you can watch it at your terminal at your desk, you can watch it on your phone. The ability and availability to all media is tenfold.
Every Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. on YouTube. And folks, this starts March 21st, so you'll want to watch the very first program. But once it's over, you can watch it anytime you want. I mean, it's archived there, and it's absolutely free to watch.
Everybody asks me, why don't you just go live on Facebook, for example? Well, a lot of people are still doing that, but I'm telling you, the majority of the population is stampeding towards YouTube channel, YouTube network, all these things that are coming up. And you're exactly right. Once you produce it live, it lives there. It's in a video vault that can be looked upon time and time again. You put something on Facebook, it lives there for a while, and or if you build that library, that's fine, but we're not going to deal with all that. We're going to simply put it out on YouTube. That's where you can find us. Go to our YouTube channel, Fish Hunt NW, look for that, subscribe, doesn't cost you anything, and then you're always up to speed on when new programs are coming out and when they're going to air.
Fish Hunt NW, that's the YouTube channel. It's kicking off March 21st, Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it. Thanks, Duane.
Yeah, you bet, John, anytime.
NorthwestFishingReports.com is the Northwest's largest fishing reports website, featuring well over 50,000 fishing reports, videos, articles, and more. All 100% free. Catch more fish with Northwest Fishing Reports. Log on today.
Tillamook Bay is considered the greatest fishing experience on the west coast for fall Chinook salmon and winter steelhead, and Dungeness crab is plentiful. 5 major rivers connect with the ocean on the Tillamook coast. It's not unusual to snag a 40 to 50 pounder. Go out in a boat or stand on a riverbank or dock. Try fishing from a dory boat and experience the thrill of a beach launch and landing. Use spinners, sand shrimp, or salmon eggs to lure them. The fish will line up to grab your bait. Go to tillamookcoast.com/fishing to find guides and places to stay.
Backcountry Hunters and Anglers seeks to ensure North America's outdoor heritage of hunting and fishing through education and work on behalf of public lands and waters. Lend your voice to the fight today by visiting backcountryhunters.org or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Don't leave yet. We've got one more local shot of fishing and hunting to wrap up the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio.
For your next local shot of the outdoors, we're heading down towards Tillamook. That's where Dave Manners, the owner of Big Dave's Fishing Adventures, has been fishing the area rivers for winter steelhead. We're actually broadcasting from the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show in Portland, and he's got a hog of a winter steelhead on display. Looks like the fishing's been pretty decent.
Yeah, we've had a good season so far. It's been a little slower this year, but we're catching good fish. You know, I'm hooking 3 to 4 or 5 a day. A little bit slower this year, but they're running bigger. So all the coastal streams are fishing right now, and yeah, you're going to see probably better fish later, but yeah, the whole thing, the Nestucca, Wilson, Kilch's Trask, they're all fishing. Don't be afraid to come down late, though, because I'm telling you, we're probably going to see some really good fish in late March, April, and there won't be as much pressure, and we're going to see some more fish then.
What's your favorite way to put winter steelhead in the boat when it comes to tactics?
I like to fish every which way. I run a lot of bobbers, jigs, but I still pull a lot of plugs too. So I like to come to a hole. I like to fish it with beads, gear, and then I plug it at the end, and it usually produces results.
That is really interesting. To hear that you're doing 3 different methods in a hole to make sure you get all the fish a chance, that's impressive stuff.
Well, when you get my boat, it kind of looks like a porcupine. I take a lot of rods, I do everything, and that's one thing you got to remember. We've been catching these steelhead with different tactics over the years, but the stuff that we did 10, 15 years ago still works. The new stuff that we do now definitely works also, but if you come down to Tillamook, use it all, it's going to work.
Well, we've got to end it at that, but folks, if you want to book a trip with Dave Manners, very well-known guide in this area, just go to his website, BigDavesFishing.com. That's BigDavesFishing.com. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, buddy.
That's all for this week, but don't worry. We'll do it all again next Saturday morning from 7 to 8, right here on Seattle's Sports Radio 950 KJR.